And don't ever cheat. Don't ever hack. Don't ever cheat. If you cheat or hack, unsubscribe from this channel right now. You're a piece of crap to me and I don't want to see you. Get out of here. What is up, everybody? Nismospoolin here, everyone's favorite internet nobody. I'm back at you again today with another video on how to make you better at PC gaming. Particularly FPS games, but this goes for all competitive games. Games that you want to be the best in and achieve rank and go up and be dominant and the best. So, today, we're going to go over what is arguably one of the most important things. Once you've gotten form, aim, movement, decision-making, focus, once you've got those things to a place where you're pretty happy with them, now you need to start thinking about meta. Now, you're going to hear people talk about meta all the time, all throughout every single game, every community that you're a part of. If you play any kind of competitive game, there's always going to be a talk of the meta. What's the meta? What weapon is the meta? What build is the meta? What this, that, and the other, the meta. It's gonna blow your eardrums out. You're gonna hear it every single day. You're gonna get sick of hearing it, but what is it? What is a meta? And how can you use it to your advantage no matter what skill level you are? Well, the meta is the most effective tactical advantage, or the most effective tactic available. Sorry, I had to kind of look up at my notes there because I only go by most effective tactical advantage, and I didn't know that there was another way to describe it. But whatever, all right? That's what it is. So in all competitive games, there is a meta. There's a meta in Call of Duty. There's a meta in Counter-Strike. There's a meta in League of Legends. There's a meta in chess. It doesn't matter if you're playing a game where you and somebody else are pitted against each other, there's a meta. And one thing that people don't really talk about or don't really discuss that is incredibly important, especially to somebody getting better like yourself, is there is a meta at every level of competitive play, not just at the very top. And you can't cross-apply metas between skill levels. It doesn't work that way. And that's what you see all of the time. You see all of these YouTube videos that go, this is meta-defining. This weapon right here is the meta. This build is the meta. But it may not be your meta. And what's very important for you to figure out is what is the most effective tactical advantage that you could have at your skill level, whether it be bronze, silver, gold, diamond, master, grandmaster, top 500. It doesn't matter what game you're playing or what rank system you're in. You need to figure out the meta for that rank system. Now, I'm not going to go over, metas for every rank system in every game in this video. I'm going to explain to you how you can find the meta. Or especially if you find your own meta, you will be the most effective. You will climb rank like no other. If you find your own meta that is perfect, works perfect for how you play and how you execute things, you will fly up the ranks. But keep in mind, as you get better, you have to adjust your meta to your opponent. Because as you get better, obviously, your opponent becomes smarter. Your opponent knows the game better. You're going to have to figure out your meta to wrap around your opponent. And then once you best that opponent and you move up, now you need to figure out, okay, how does this guy play? Or how does this rank play? All right? What does this rank... What do people in this rank tend to do? How do they tend to get through to the other side? How do they tend to solve problems? and how am I going to slot myself in there to stop them from solving that problem? How am I going to throw them that curveball? Meta isn't just things in-game. Meta is things outside of the game too. Things that you think about of doing on the outside of the game that affect the inside of the game. And that's called metagaming. You hear metagaming a lot in like role-playing games or role-playing servers for things like GTA 5 or Dungeons and Dragons. And when somebody metagames, it's bad. It's when somebody uses outside information to affect their in-game character. But in FPS games or in any competitive game, you can metagame to your advantage. And it's not cheating. It's not breaking the rules. It's actually a very important tool that you could use at your disposal to have that advantage over your opponent and win the game. So if you're wanting to change your keyboard or change your mouse or change the way you hold your mouse, change the way you position your hand on the keyboard, and maybe you get one of these things and you want to figure out how this is going to affect your in-game play, that is metagaming. Real metagaming is making decisions based on what you think your opponent is going to do. Thinking ahead, like you're playing that game of chess we talked about earlier. You want to be one step ahead of them. When you're loading into the lobby, right? You know that you're up against 3 diamonds and you're high plat, right? So now you got to think, okay, how do diamonds play? What do diamonds do that's different from a plat player? Do they move in a different way? Do they take a different route? Do they aim for different parts of the character model? Figure it out. If you're at the very top of platinum and you're wanting to go to diamond, maybe go on YouTube or go on Twitch and watch somebody that is diamond play. See how they interact with their teammates. See how they use their peripherals or how they use their utility in games like Counter-Strike, like how they throw smokes and flashbangs or things to that nature, and then use that information to prepare yourself for that game. You want to know how that entire rank plays so that you can be above them. So if diamond players are throwing their smokes off of walls and it's going into B and it's landing exactly here on B, then you want to go see somebody that's master or grandmaster or distinguished master guardian of global elite. You want to see how they're doing it, but don't go too far up because it can actually have a negative effect. If they throw a curveball, then it's going to have a negative effect on how your meta is going to work against them players. You only want to go up 1 rank every time you try to redefine your own meta. So you want to think, okay, so if you're playing Counter-Strike, you're playing on Mirage, and you see that the people in this rank that you're about to go up against smoke off Connector, and they smoke off Heaven, and they smoke off CT, right? What can you do to negate those smokes before you even get out onto that site? What can you do to think ahead of them, to position yourself to where that smoke doesn't even matter? As soon as they break into the bomb site, they're going to be like, okay, we're covered from all these different places. They're not going to know what to do. We can get out into the bomb site. Boom, 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 boom. We can get everything done. But if you're ahead of them, you and whoever else is on that bomb site, you guys can position yourselves so where those smokes don't matter. So as soon as they break into the site, boom, 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 you've got all of them. And then you win that round. And that goes for things like Overwatch, where you've got to pick your characters to oppose your enemy's characters. You've got to think of what counters what. Like, what counters Mei? What counters Winston? What counters Tracer? What counters this, that, and the other? You got to think about what they've picked, what counters them, and in games like Overwatch, there are many different ways to counter those different setups, right? And different ranks will counter different builds in different ways. So you might see a gold player counter a Widowmaker with a Winston. But maybe you'll see a diamond player counter a Widowmaker with a D.Va. Depending on the composition of the rest of your group. Now, a gold might pick that Winston to get rid of the Widowmaker. But a diamond player might pick the D.Va to also eat Zarya ults and do all sorts of other things, thinking ahead of the game, thinking of how that they can counter more than just the Widowmaker, because they know as soon as you counter the Widowmaker and you bully her out of her position, she's going to swap off of something and go to something else. Is your pick going to counter that next pick of theirs? Or do you have to change something up? Constantly evolving, constantly changing. The better you get at evolving your personal meta, the better you will be. I can't stress this enough. Going onto YouTube videos and going onto Twitch streams and seeing what somebody else is doing and then copy-pasting it to your own gameplay very rarely works. Unless they are the same rank as you, they're playing against the same tier of player as you. Copying somebody else's meta is very rarely going to work. In lower ranks in something like League of Legends, you can just pick Tryndamere and spin your way to victory and win every single game. But in games like Overwatch, you can't just pick Reaper and win every gold game that you get into. Right? Because sooner or later, someone's going to counter you. But in League of Legends, you can pick Tryndamere and you can spin your way all the way up until Plat when somebody figures out how to get rid of you. Maybe I need to rephrase that. An overpowered character is only overpowered until somebody alters their meta to deal with you. And in low ranks, an overpowered character will be your meta for a while. And then you'll get up to a certain rank to where somebody's like, oh, they've picked Tryndamere. Now I know. I don't know. What counters Tryndamere? Teemo? I don't know. I haven't played League of Legends in a long time. But you get to that point where somebody knows what to do with you. And then you've got to switch things up. Ah, crap. Now I've got to go Olaf or Renekton or some other top laner. I don't know. But I'm not very good at League of Legends. I was like Plat 4 for a couple of days because I got carried by a friend of mine. But metas can win you games, but more importantly, metas can get you rank. And they can get you from the very bottom to the very top. As long as you're constantly evolving it and you're constantly thinking about what is the best way to do this and what is the best way to counter this person. And, there are controversial metas too. There are metas that people make that just technically break the game. Like, there's a couple of examples I can put up on the screen here.
A pretty standard game, although do they have a weird boost going on currently? Yes,
look at this boost.
Oh my god,
this is beautiful.
He can look over to the restrooms as well.
Of controversial metas that were maybe a little too spicy. There's the Counter-Strike there's Counter-Strike metas where you could break into skyboxes. There's metas in Overwatch where you can overpower. Like they made the role queue system in Overwatch so that they couldn't do 3 tanks meta anymore. Right? They put a invisible ceiling on Graffiti? I can't remember the name of the map. It eludes me. In Counter-Strike to stop teams like Fnatic from totem poling themselves over the walls and seeing directly into T-spawn from CT spawn.
Execute here in the 20th round. Auto sniper picked up on Olofmeister, and now I'm just wondering, is this going to be the case? Is he going to try and shoot through, or is he just going to look down there? All right. It's happening again.
It's happening again. Let's see. I mean, do they give it away? Do they use it here? I mean, he hasn't even shown that he can use it towards top of mid like this. Fnatic, I mean, LDLC could run right through here. They may have never. Wait, are they jumping around trying to check?
No, I think he's just jumping. There it is, Olofmeister. He's raining down death from above.
There are, and that is an effective tactical advantage. That is technically a meta, and it technically doesn't break the rules of the game. You are pushing the limits. You're finding loopholes that are technically legal to do, but are so much of an advantage that you look a bit of a dick when you do it. But that's meta. That's evolving your personal meta or your team's meta to be the best. And if you want to win, sometimes you got to do some shit that you don't know if it's okay or not. But that's like way up there in like super competitive games and like super high ranks or pro play. You're going to start looking for every little tiny thing that you can extrapolate from the game, its engine, your peripherals, everything that you can grab to maybe get that little bump up against somebody else, you're going to take when you're at that level. But if you're in gold, plat, diamond, you can just up your peripheral game or think ahead of everybody else, like we said earlier, and you can go up. It's when you're at the very, very top levels where people start to find ways to break the game in their advantage. And don't ever cheat. Don't ever hack. Don't ever cheat. If you cheat or hack, unsubscribe from this channel right now. You're a piece of crap to me, and I don't want to see you. Get out of here. Get out of here. Everybody else that's in the comments section, just get it. Boo this person as they leave. Cheater. Anyway, don't cheat, don't hack, define your own meta, figure out what's best for you, figure out the best ways for you to have the most effective tactical advantage against your enemy, and I will see you guys tomorrow.
Hey, it's me. It's been a while. This is about sending you a look. Can you do a close-up for me? I'm dead! Thanks, Hanzo! Dang it! Oh, no! You look like, dude. Fuck!